Let me show you something.
Welcome back to Culture Clash Reactions. It's me, Fen.
It's me, Akasha.
You know what? We don't need a long intro today. Chris Rock is coming back.
Ooh.
Will Smith. We
The
just wanted to see
slapper
this. We
around the
saw this
world.
like 2 days ago. I was like, let's not watch it. Let's
Yeah.
wait and put it on the channel.
Yeah.
Should we just get right into
Yeah,
it?
'cause I wanna see what- I
Fucking
wanna
get
see.
him, Chris. Here we go.
Okay.
I'm like The Rock! The Rock! I do not need to smoke. Y'all know what happened to me. Getting smacked by Suge Smith.
So good. We've all been waiting
I
for
know,
this.
I was wondering.
Everybody knows. Everybody fucking knows. Yes, it happened. I got smacked like a year ago.
A year ago.
Fucking
A year
last week,
ago.
I got smacked in the fucking Oscars by this motherfucker. And people like, did it hurt? It still hurts. I got Summertime ringing in my ear. Fucking drums, please.
That shit was wild, though.
That was crazy.
But I'm not a victim, baby. You will never see me on Oprah or Gail crying.
That's right, Chris. That's
You will
right.
never see it. Never gonna happen. I couldn't believe it, and I love Men in Black. No. It's never gonna happen. No. Fuck that shit. I took that hit like Pacquiao, motherfucker.
He did, though. I
In
just remember he was in such shock.
Everybody was, but he really did take it well.
Yeah,
like
he
it was a
did.
big hit. He took it with dignity. He took it everything he could have done correctly. He did.
I agree.
Everything he could have done.
I agree.
So, which in that moment you're so discombobulated.
And you're probably angry, too.
you are
like,
human. You might just go, fuck these Oscars, fuck you, fuck your wife, fuck everything. You know. But
I just imagine that happening just in everyday life and being angry. So imagine knowing that you're like,
being watched
it was
by
probably
millions of
shock
people.
at first more than anything because it's
Right.
like, holy shit. But then also it's going to hit you like, there are millions of people watching me and I just got slapped like a
Humiliated.
bitch that I
I
didn't
mean,
deserve. Like,
Right.
anyway, we'll get
Let's
into
get
that.
into it, let's
Oh
get
my
into
God.
Took it like motherfucking Pacquiao, okay? Shit, man. Did it hurt? Yeah, motherfucker, it hurt. And people are, well, you guys are fighting all the time. We're not fighting. First of all, I know you can't tell on camera. Will Smith is significantly bigger than me.
Right.
We are not the same size.
Yeah, he is.
Okay? We are not. This guy, Will Smith does movies with his shirt off. You've never seen me do a movie with my shirt off. If I'm in a movie getting open heart surgery, I got on a sweater. Will Smith played Muhammad Ali in a movie. You think I auditioned for that part? He played Muhammad Ali. I played Pookie in New Jack City.
Classic, man.
Yeah.
New Jack City.
Pookie, motherfucker. I played a piece of corn in Pootie Tang. Shit, even in animation, this motherfucker's bigger. I'm a zebra, he's a shark. What the fuck, man? But Will Smith practices selective outrage.
True.
Practices
Everyone does.
selective
Yeah, totally.
Everybody does. This shitty
outrage. Because
generation.
everybody knows what the fuck happened. Everybody that really knows I had nothing to do with that shit. I didn't have any entanglements.
True.
Here we go.
I did not have any entanglement. And then for people that don't know, what everybody know, his wife was fucking her son's friend, okay? Now, I normally would not talk about this shit.
You have every right to talk about
But
this
for
shit.
some reason, these niggas put that shit on the internet.
True.
I have no idea why two talented people would do something that fucking low down. What the fuck? We all been cheated on. Everybody in here have been cheated on. None of us have ever been interviewed by the person that cheated on us on television.
True.
None of us. It's like, hey, I was sucking somebody else's dick. How did that make you feel?
So true.
All just for her.
That shit was weird.
All for her shitty ass podcast that nobody was watching anyway.
Yeah.
She humiliated, like,
Right.
no one can understand. Nobody.
I think it was a way of like saying like what they thought what they were doing is, you know, let's take control of the situation. Let's
Yeah.
show that we're okay
We're open.
and we're mature and we can talk about it.
Fucking
You can
idiot.
see it in his face. He's fucking dying
He's in
inside.
so much pain, man. Like,
I feel bad for Will Smith, to be honest with you. Not because of this, but
I
mean,
do too. This is all her fault.
Yeah. Oh, she's awful.
Why the fuck would you do that shit? She hurt him way more than he hurt me, okay? Okay? And by the way, he does that shit. Everybody in the world called him a bitch. I tried to call the motherfucker and give him my condolences. He ain't pick up for me. Everybody called that man a bitch. Fucking Charlemagne called him a bitch, and the Breakfast Club called him a bitch, and the View, and the Talk, and every rapper, and the Drink Champs called him a fucking bitch. Everybody called him a bitch. They called his wife a predator. Everybody called him a bitch.
He's letting it go.
Everybody. Everybody. And who's he hit? Me.
It's so true.
A nigga he know he could beat. That is some bitch ass shit.
Right.
It's true though.
That's what the fuck happened, okay? The fuck out of here, man. The fuck? What the fuck? I do nothing to this motherfucker, okay? His whatever. Years ago, his wife said I should quit the Oscars. I shouldn't host. She fucking said he should quit because Will didn't get nominated for Concussion. What the fuck? What the fuck? So then I do some jokes about her. Who gives a fuck? That's how it is. She started, I finish it, okay? That's what the fuck happened. Nobody's picking on this bitch. She started this shit.
He's mad.
Oh no, he's pissed. Yeah.
Nobody was picking on her.
He's mad at her.
Nobody was picking on her. She said, me, a fucking grown-ass man, should quit his job because her husband didn't get nominated for Concussion. And then this nigga gives me a fucking concussion, okay? What the fuck, man? I love Will Smith. My whole life, I love this nigga. I saw him open up for Run DMC at the Nassau Coliseum. These niggas made brand new funk. I love this nigga. He made some great movies. I have rooted for Will Smith my whole life. I root for this motherfucker, okay? And now, I watch Emancipation just to see him get whooped.
Isn't that when he's a slave or something? Fucking hell. I haven't seen that one.
Got me rooting for Massa, okay? Hit him again, Massa. Hit him again.
That's
Yo.
a
You
good
missed the
joke.
spot, Massa. You missed the spot. A lot of people go, Chris, how come you didn't do nothing back? How come you didn't do nothing back that night? Because I got parents. That's why. Because I was raised. Okay?
Will Smith got no
I
parents.
got parents. And you know what my parents taught me? Don't fight in front of white people.
Fair enough. So, initial reaction, initial thoughts.
I'm glad he just got to do that.
I felt he could have went even harder. I think he's actually taking it easy on him. But one thing I did notice is that towards the end, it didn't even feel like a comedy show. It actually
he
felt
was just
like
he was just
he's
telling his
like
part,
even
yeah.
his facial expressions like changed. It
Yeah.
wasn't like
He
him
was
just being
angry.
silly Chris Rock. Like he's obviously deservedly so.
Oh, totally.
But yeah, he probably could have went even higher. I think he's actually been. I think he's been kind to him
Yeah, I
there.
think so, yeah.
I think he's. He
Well,
coulda-
even the fact that he made the comments like, I rooted for him forever. Like,
right, and I believe that.
And I do too. That's
Yeah.
the thing. I really think that he did. And
I think everyone rooted for Will Smith.
I agree,
Not even well, no matter color you were, it just felt like it was.
do you know what I
don't
think?
know.
I think Will Smith, like, got so, like, mind fucked by Jada.
Mm-hmm.
Genuinely. Like, I think she's so, like, you can just tell by watching, like, her in interviews and stuff. Like, she is not a good person. Like,
No.
like you can see it. And like, she has everyone, like even Will Smith, even people who think like, oh, Will Smith, like he's a strong, you know, actor, like all these things. But even he, I feel like, got like mind fucked by his wife so much, and it was just in the public eye. And then I think what happens is you have to try to do damage control because you're in the public eye,
Right.
and then you get more fucked up and more confused. I like feel for him in a way, not because of this, he shouldn't have done this, but I think it's a man who's so had to like keep it in for so long that, like he said, like just selective outrage. He's
Right.
just gonna lose it sometimes.
Yeah.
Obviously not the way to do it, and not deserving of Chris
Yeah.
Rock.
For me, the mistake that he's made is taken out on Chris Rock. Like, she is, whether people like it or not, she is the, you know, when you know of like a man who beats his wife,
Yeah.
and you know that he's just abusive and he's a drunk and he comes home and kicks her in the stomach, like it makes you feel bad. Even like, remember when we had a neighbor here who we could hear, like it just enraged, and I was unable to sleep. Like, it just makes you. She's the equivalent. She's
Right.
the female. She can't physically beat the fuck out of Will Smith.
No, she's
but
just
she
broke him
has-
down
I mean,
to the point that all she has to do is shoot a look like this. And he goes from laughing at his
Right.
joke, because
Yeah.
remember, that's what we talked about. He
Yeah.
was literally laughing at the joke. And then the camera cuts. And then
because
she
he knows
does,
he's going to have to deal with that shit when he
right.
gets home.
And then she does that. All she does is that. And he walks up on stage and he literally winds up and slaps.
But
like,
I think it's just because I think it was just so much.
That's what I mean,
Of
though.
like, it just like mentally, like who the fuck is Jade? Like who is
Right,
she? Like
right.
who the fuck is she?
Right.
Like no one. I don't know what she's been in or what she's done. I know she used to shag Tupac. That's about as much as I know about
Right.
it. I don't know anything she's been in or anything she does about. All I know is about her silly round table where they're like open and honest,
Red table,
and her
babe.
fucking red table and her fucked up kids and her fucked up mom and her whole, like, Will Smith has just got really, he's got entangled in some crazy shit. Imagine if he had like a really great wife. When you think of someone like Denzel Washington and people like that who've got great strong women next to them, imagine what he could have achieved. Instead he's had to like be humiliated on a global stage, you know, and it all just came out. And but the only bitch move he made is he picked on somebody way smaller who's a comedian. Everyone knows comedians are
Right.
aggressive with their words. He wouldn't do that shit if The Rock was on, you know, Rock
Right,
made that joke,
right.
or a fucking, you know,
Right.
any of those big dudes. He wouldn't dream of
No.
it. That was the bitch move that he made. But him losing it, I can see why he lost it.
Oh, yeah.
I know that's what Chris Rock said. He said, "This is nothing to do with me. It's to so
no,
at least
I just received his frustration. That's all that it was.
Oh man, like just, and he really has tarnished his legacy. Like a brilliant. I'm going all the way back to like Fresh Prince, and I loved Summertime in Miami
Oh, I
and all
know,
those shit.
yeah.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
He's a legend, and this is what he's going to be remembered for because of that fucking evil bitch.
Right.
Like ridiculous.
And I
man.
know people say like you have control of your own actions, which you do. Okay, so like he has control. He didn't have to walk up there. But like if anybody has ever been pushed, even
manipulated
on
mentally.
yeah, well that's what I was saying. Is that all
Yeah.
it took was her to literally just like give him a look when he was laughing,
Mm-hmm.
and his face dropped, and he walked up on stage and he slapped another man in the face, a man who clearly they had a relationship with, like
Yeah, sure.
they were friends.
I bet.
And isn't Chris Rock older than Will Smith?
I
or
think
not
so
really?
too.
Right.
Older, smaller, like
Yeah,
yeah.
it's really shitty.
But anyway,
honestly.
Chris Rock would have went even harder. But I'm glad he got to say his piece.
And I think he did. But I think he did it perfectly, though.
But I think he probably did do it right. If you go anything harder, then maybe it'll be looked at like I
Right.
don't know. But you know, I just felt. I mean, as a comedy fan, I think he could have went even harder on them. But he's probably taken it. I think the rest of the world has like shredded both those people to that Chris Rock didn't have to add too much.
No.
Everyone knew that he came out
Because
on
he
top
doesn't
of
have
that.
to prove a point. Everyone's just
Right.
waiting
Everyone
to see
knows.
what his reaction
Right.
is. That's all.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I actually preferred. I'll show you another. I preferred his. Chris Rock has a brother. Oh God, I'm a comedy fan. Should be shameful. Who's also a stand-up comedian.
I know, I've
He
seen it.
came out big time.
Did he?
He came out. This is when it first happened. He went, my brother, motherfucker, and he's like, he was playing Tupac songs really loud on purpose because everyone knows Tupac used to nail it all the time.
Yeah.
And just he went really hard. He was even maybe better than Chris's. But anyway. I'm glad he got to say his piece.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got to share it on the channel, watch it on the
Crazy.
channel. But yeah, any final thoughts, sweetheart?
I want to watch the whole special. Now that
Yeah,
we've watched that, I want
the
to watch the whole
special will be
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
I've always liked Chris Rock.
All right. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Check us out at Instagram at Culture Clash Reactions.
Until next time, always a pleasure hanging out with you guys. Never a chore. We will see you later.